The glitch is overrated. I don't care what you guys say. I was bored one afternoon, so I figured I would cause some chaos by asking a simple question. That, of course, being, what is a disc you think is overrated? I even got the conversation started by saying the glitch, which was a mistake, mostly because I forgot how soft these people are. Seriously, ever want to see a disc golfer offended? Just say the glitch is mid. They'll always hit you with the, you clearly don't know how to throw it. Don't believe me? Here you go. Which is also just dumb because your boy played in the Glitch World Championships last summer at Maple Hill, and I beat Simon Lazat. Maybe I say it's overrated because I have to hear so many people tell me how this disc revolutionized their game like a new skill set was unlocked. When in reality, I have people flicking their wrist to go 100 feet running a basket while I'm jump putting at it. I might be short, but at least I'm not giving myself 20-foot comebackers just to have a brief second the disc flashes chains. And once the wind starts blowing harder than my girl Tina over there, you're better off throwing a stack of paper plates. Use whatever works for you. But to say a single disc changed your entire game is pretty stupid, when most people only bring the glitch out on the beach. Now let's see what some of you guys have to say before I give you guys my top 5 most overrated discs. So make sure to stay until the end to find out if your favorite disc is really just a waste of time. I can totally get on board with The Rock being overrated. I never understood the appeal. Then again, I'm not 60 years old, so makes sense. I will not stand for this Mako 3 slander, mostly since this was the first disc I had ever purchased, and my boy Noah snagged his first ever ace with it on his 3rd month of playing disc golf. A perfect disc to drift to the right or hyzer flips in tunnels. Sorry David, but I can't agree with you here. Disc Donkey, usually you're a smart guy, but saying the zone is overrated is a crazy take to put on the internet. You say there's nothing special about this disc, but you must have forgotten before COVID, this was the overstable approach disc. The zone set the standard for every company, and you know they all just tried to copy this disc. Too bad no one got it right, but people will still try and tell me the harp is good. Bruh, now we're gonna sit here and try to say the Firebird is overrated? No, I'm not buying that one. And it's not because there's currently 3 in my bag. For sure can't argue the feeling of the buzz. I would rather hold on to a bee's ass than be forced to throw one of those things. And you're right, just get any other mid-range. Nolan, you know why those discs do the same thing as the zone? Because they did a worse job than your best friend in middle school copying your homework. They're all wannabe zones. They aren't even hiding it. I really want to say the Destroyer's overrated the Giant Ginger. However, there's gotta be a reason there's one in everyone's bag. I really would love to chalk it up to everyone being a dummy, but sadly, I just don't think I can. Only half. Let's take a moment to appreciate the lengths a glitch thrower will go to explain a scenario. 15 other discs can do the same shit. It's not a be-it-all solution. Caleb, you nailed it. I couldn't even say it better myself if I'm being honest. But you'll have to wait until the end of this video to see if it made my personal top 5. Hot take there for sure. The only reason I bought a Hex was because I asked the people which MVP disc I should try first. This was the overwhelming suggestion. So I went out and bought one in Eclipse plastic, and boy did I love that thing. It was not understable like I originally wanted it for. Actually, it was the opposite. A disc I finally felt comfortable giving a slight ante and will give me a nice S shot, fully trusting it. Too bad I lost that. Good thing my homies over at InkMe Dies plugged this Panda one. Sadly, it doesn't fly the same. This time, way more understable. So, I'm back on the hunt. Usually I wouldn't allow people to submit multiple discs, but Austin, you couldn't be more right about the Zone OS and Slammer. Both discs that need to be immediately taken out of every disc golfer's bag and burned. I'm not kidding. I can wait. Yes and no. There's a few years that are pretty money. I'm sure most of you are aware of my love for 2021 Sextons, but yeah, every year after that isn't worth the eBay markup you crazy people are buying. If I ever spend more than $50 on a disc, kill me. But I guess that's the new going price for DD nowadays, and you wonder why I don't buy that crap. Another spicy take with the Envy. If we were in 2022, I would agree, because everyone and their grandma had one. I mean, I'm guilty, but I'm not kidding when you could look at any course and find 3 people with the same blue and yellow Envy. Possibly the most recognizable disc in the game. I only know 3 people that throw the polecat unironically, so I don't know if I can call it overrated. Overstable putters can be summed up to buy yourself a yarn. I bet you thought I was going to say zone. Honestly, I don't care what you go with, as long as it's not a pig. I don't care what anyone tells you. At one point, the tilt might have been the most overrated disc ever, but the craze died down and turned into the glitch hype. Low key, the tilt is useful when you're trying to get the flight of a grenade and you don't want to tear the shit out of your fingers. Now, if more people used it for that instead of stupid ass upside down shots, maybe I would call this disc okay. But for now, super overrated. The Felon can't be overrated because it sucks. If you bag one, stop and get yourself a Firebird. Willie, I gotta hard disagree. Most noodle arms need that -5 turn in order to get any sort of flip. I'm not gonna argue that people don't throw it with shitty form, but if that was the case, all these discs would suck. I like how I say tell me an overrated disc, and my boy Robert says hold my beer and goes with Discraft as a whole. That's a bold fucking pick, but I love it. I think you win, and this isn't even a competition. Well, that was everyone who commented on my post, so if you want to be included next time, go give your boy a follow. Apparently this post was poppin', so it got reposted on Facebook. Let's see what these old farts have to say. Mike thinks he's out here smarting the system. Clearly you don't know what the fuck overrated means. This is how you can tell if someone putts with a judge or not. Man, I like it on Facebook. Everyone's an asshole. Even made a team member upset. That's how you know you did it right. I love how aware people are about Berg throwers, and the crying they'll do if you call their precious disc overrated. Although the thing that impressed me most about this interaction was him knowing what simp meant. This is why I can't take you people seriously. I can agree with the stupid new zone shit that are clearly just cash grabs at the cuck fans, but the Buzz SS is better than the Buzz, and I'll put that on everything I own. Clearly you have never smoked weed, Jonathan. The Spore might be way better, but it's still trash. People will spend top dollar for whatever they want. Personally, I will continue using my used section destroyers as I live by the phrase, another man's trash is another man's bomber disc. I mean, I've been throwing my go-to distance destroyer for a couple months, and that came straight from a Play It Again Sports. Hand-me-downs are the best. What can I say? Who am I kidding? I just like the fact I can spend $10 on a disc and it be everything I could ever want. So that's what you guys have to say. So I figured I'd give my top 5 most rated discs of all time. But before I go through my list, I had to ask my boy Drew and Swiss Cheese what theirs was. Swiss starts it off in a different direction than I would have thought, kicking off with the Luna. I wonder what the story is there, but that'll be for another day. Then he goes with saying any modern Discmania. That's not a disc, yet the answer is still valid. Can't go wrong with calling the Buzz overrated apparently. At least that's what I've learned from this video. Yeah, Destroyer. And you say calling the Bergs overplayed as it's in your 2 spot. Ending off with the Grace, and let's be real, it's only because every old creepy guy needs a Kristen Tatar stamped disc in their bag. And that's our sport's main demographic. Drew went in a completely different direction, but I trust what he has to say, and when he starts with the Polecat, I can't argue too much. Follows it up with the Glitch. I knew we were friends for a reason. The first Rock 3 I've seen, which is surprising, because the first time I felt this thing, it was my last. Similar to an experience I had at Bible camp, but I don't like bringing that up. Drew also doesn't care about anyone's feelings, especially those that spend the $30 for a disc they won't ever be able to throw correctly. That, of course, being in the time lapse. Then with a sleeper pick saying the Daedalus and Colossus are swappable since they are in every new person's bag. Hard to argue with that logic, but I always thought 12 speeds were good for noobs. You know, since they go far and all. Now I can go over my top 5. Kicking off the 5 spot, you got the Thumb Track King, the Pig. You know they aren't supposed to fly anyways. In 4th, we got the most overstable disc ever, the Tilt. I think they made a typo on the marketing. 3rd place is of course the dinner plate itself, the freaking Berg. Over in 2nd, we have everybody's little sister's favorite disc, the Glitch. I bet you didn't see that one coming. And the all-time most overrated disc, according to Berdogi, is the Roach. Everyone that putts with this sad excuse of a weed pun is nuts. Out of all the putters, and that's what you chose? No wonder you're missing all those putts. Shout out to everyone who commented the disc. I couldn't make this video without all these poor suggestions, so I appreciate that. We're officially less than 100 subscribers until I drop my ranking every in of a disc ever made, so make sure to follow Berdogi. If you wanted to support even more, I just started channel memberships, which will give access to behind the scenes content. I already have one video out on the entire process of how I make a YouTube video. That and more by supporting the channel. But for real, a like and subscribe go a long way. Maybe even tell a Glitch fan to check out this video. Then at least I can make one person cry. And that's my real goal here. Oh yeah, and if you want to see why I hate disc golf, make sure to check out the video right here.
Usually if we win leagues Wednesday night. Do it! Oh. Did it not start?
Did it not stick? Falling on his face.